Good morning, June 9th, 2015, and today I would like to read a couple scriptures, Ezekiel 3:4, and it says in parentheses, irresponsible shepherds. And the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say to them, Thus says the Lord God to the shepherds, Woe to the shepherds of Israel who feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flock? Yet you eat the fat and clothe yourselves with wool. You slaughter fatlings, but you do not feed the flock. And another one is Isaiah 56:11. Yes, they are greedy dogs, which never have enough, and they are shepherds who cannot understand. They all look to their own way, everyone for his own gain, from his own territory. And I like this one, Jeremiah 3:15, and I will give you shepherds according to my heart, who will feed you with knowledge and understanding. And one of the original promises God gave me when he forewarned about this was and your magistrates will be righteousness, and your officers peace. So that combined with this is everything is going to turn around. However, I just heard somebody outside my door. That's why I hesitated. The mailboxes are right outside my door. So anyway, I wanted to address a certain couple of issues because I was addressed by God about it. Not the acne, I wasn't, but I discovered the acne on my head was from the Philosophy exfoliating wash. I thought I might tell you that in case you ever try it, and so you'll know ahead of time. And so I stopped using it, and I don't have that issue anymore. And then that is two things. Hairspray does it, and I have this stuff called Gray Away, where like if you're not ready to color yet, because I like to expand it as much as I can, and if you get a gray line, you know, the little skunk thingy going down the middle, you can spray this little can of spray called Spray Away, and that also makes I did it this morning. My head started to itch. So anyway, it's products, it's not me. So anyway, I had a divine appointment yesterday, Monday, and you know, as I've said previously, and you'll hear me say it all the time, I love everything God does, every bit of attention, every time He sends me someplace for His purpose. I love everything that He does. I love my work for the Lord, and I love my boss, who is Jesus. So yesterday, my neighbor brings my pay, and she brought it, and I went down to the bank to make a deposit because I have a couple payments coming out, and I wasn't ready. I was not ready. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to the bank, and you know, I'm just going to throw myself together real quick, and so no effort at all. So anyway, I went down and I did that, and I said, you know, I really need my vitamins. I have these vitamins. These vitamins right here. I get them at Vitamin World, and I love these vitamins, and if I run out, I start to feel it right away. So this is good. It's omega 369, triple omega 369 active EPA DHA fish, flax, and borage oils. This is good stuff. Ever since I had cancer in 2005, I've been using, well, initially I was using CoQ10, but it's kind of expensive, and they keep me on a teeny tiny budget, so I can't really do much. So this, I love this. I switched to this, and I really love it. And also, another discovery I had, which has nothing to do with the Bible, but it does have to do with taking care of your vessel, is I found weight loss tablets at the dollar store, and they work. They work, because all I need is something to suppress the appetite, and I take those, and oh my goodness, I'm like, I can't eat this because I'm too full. So they work. The dollar store tablets do work. Okay, all that out of the way. I want to get to my divine appointment yesterday, and the timing was amazing. Everything is about timing. So you should always pay attention to timing when you're discerning what's what and who's who. And the last word always goes to God. That's where you'll really find out. When you go to God, He will let you know what's going on. So, while I'm down there, I went to the bank, totally unprepared, and I'm like, I really need those vitamins, so I'm just going to hop the bus to the mall. And I did. I called the bus station. The bus was, getting ready to come. I think it was 10 minutes. And so I caught the bus, and I had to change buses downtown, which I try to avoid too many buses for cost purposes and for time purposes. So I got down there, and on this bus I got down there downtown, and the bus was there already ready, and I just had to hop off one and onto the other. So that was a blessing. See, I look at every little blessing, every single blessing, everything. I love it. And so I got down to the mall, and I got caught up in Claire's, and I got me some new earrings, because I was thinking the day before that I have all these the earrings, and I buy really cheap earrings, like these are $5. I have these earrings, and most of them are from Florida. Texas and maybe Florida. So I'm like, I've had these a long time. It's time for something new. And so I happened in there, and they were having a sale, $5 or less, anything in the store. Any jewelry in the store. So I grabbed these, and then I went from there to the vitamin store. I got my vitamins. And the timing was so perfect, and that was part of God's message to me. Perfect timing. He has perfect timing, because the enemy loves to say too late, too late, too late. God is never ever late. He's an on-time God, never early, never late. He'll get you where you need to be when He needs you to be there, if you're Holy Spirit led. And so, same thing with the Sunday picnic. I love it. Anyway, so then I got done, and I'm like, I have 20 minutes before the bus comes, so I'm going to take another trip up and down the stairs for a little exercise. And I did that, and then I went back and I sat down. I had lunch first thing I got there, though. I had lunch, and then I went to the Claire's, and then I went to the vitamin store, up and down the stairs. And then I went to the desk and asked when the next bus was coming, and then I went up and down the stairs again, and then I had like 10 minutes left, and I went and sat down at a table with my soda, and I heard a man speaking to a couple about, kind of looked like father and daughter. Anyway, he was witnessing to them about Jesus. And I couldn't help but listen, and I didn't hide it. I looked over. They were right next to me, okay? And so I looked over, and I didn't hide it. I looked at him a couple times. I noticed him looking over at me, and then the girl said, "What church do you go to?" And he looked at me, and he looked at her, and he said, "Faith Assembly of God." That was funny. I'm so sorry. I could see that he must have recognized me from when I was going there, and and all I could do was stand up and turn around and fiddle in my bag, and so it was funny. But whether or not the shepherd is good, it doesn't matter. That's what God said. There's a place in the Bible, I should have looked it up, but I know I was going to talk about it, where, it's like, why do you leave, which addresses the reason why God allows this to happen. He leaves them there. He says, basically that He doesn't want to disrupt the sheep, and, at the end, He'll separate the wheat from the chaff. So, if they're feeding them at all, and they're getting any nourishment out of it, it's when they start doing bad things and teaching them bad things that it becomes an issue. So anyway, I thought that was cute. That was a divine appointment. And then it was close to time for my bus to come, so I stood up, and I said, to the gentleman, I said, because I knew, I told you he was looking over at me, and I said, yeah, I was listening, and I said, I just want to, because I'm a Christian too, and I just want to say that I agree with everything that he just said. And then I just went on my way. But he was very, very unfriendly. He did not have the fruit of the Spirit. I mean, he was preaching, but I did not see the love. I mean, as soon as I said I'm a Christian, I mean, I was intending to go over and shake his hand, but his aura was so unfriendly that I didn't. So, and I didn't want to interfere. So, I just wanted to back him up. But then he came outside. He made no attempt to address me. He, a true brother should have come up. He should have shook my hand and said, pleased to meet you, what's your name, whatever. That's what I do. He was very unfriendly and very unloving, but he was preaching good. Thank you, Father. The Holy Spirit hug. So, you have to look to God. People look to God, and don't think that the way that Christians or preachers treat you is a reflection on how God feels about you, because God has a totally different outlook than they do. So, I had that divine appointment and that illustration, and it's very sad, and it does make me want to cry. But there's another thing that happened this morning, and I have this gift that I like, but I sometimes don't like, and it's because I'll say something, I'll just say something like, say, this coffee isn't hot, because it's been sitting around a while, but, and it'll come out as something someone else said about another matter. It's kind of like God's telling me what somebody said through my own mouth. And I had a little incident like that this morning, but I didn't catch it real good. I was thinking about how when I had the cancer, and how a lot of times people will say, I got to go treat my cancer, or I had my cancer, and I did it at first too. But I'm like, you know what? That cancer didn't belong to me, and I said I gave it all back, and that was the part, I gave it all back, and I had thought that about somebody recently, because I choose to believe the best about people. And right now, it helps me to get to the finish line if I can believe that somebody's good and somebody did something right. You know what I mean? So, if you want to mock me, it's okay, because I'm doing what I need to do to survive, okay? I need to believe the good in people, all right? But he does it with me quite often. I'll just say something, and it'll be something that someone else said regarding another matter, and God will give me the information. I mean, it'll hit me like that. I will understand, anyway, whatever. So that's one of my gifts that I sometimes like, sometimes don't. I like it because it gives me information. I don't like it because sometimes it gives me negative information. And, so that's that. Anyway, I had a divine appointment. Another divine appointment yesterday. Sunday, Monday, just 2 days in a row. I gotta go to work, but I hate my hair. 10:51. I'm like, Lord, please help me to, do what I need to do. And he's doing it. So as far as dropping some pounds, because I don't like no. So, anyway, that's where I'm at today, and I'm feeling very sluggish and very tired. I'm going to take my sinus medication and see if that helps me, because I'm like, I really want to go back to bed. I hate it when I start my day like that, I really do. But that's where I'm at. But I'm very happy and very grateful today for 2 divine appointments in 2 days, and 2 illustrations. And I'm just really grateful. I'm totally and completely grateful. And that weddings, I'm really tired of hearing about the boasting. I really am. I'm really tired of hearing about your opinion. I tell you repeatedly, I do not value Satan's opinion, okay? And that's another thing, brothers and sisters. All that negativity does not come from God. He does not treat us that way. He will correct us, but he doesn't send out insults, and he doesn't try to knock us down and destroy our self-esteem. If that's being done, especially if it comes against what God has already told you, for example, you are beautifully and wonderfully made, or if you've had a personal experience with him, with a, like I was able to say, the Lord hath called me beautiful on 2 occasions. If it comes against what God says to you, either in his word or directly, then of course you're going to ignore them and you're going to believe God, because Satan is a liar and a father of lies, and let God be true and every man a liar. So, but they continually try, and I get so tired of it. I get so tired of it, I really do. I'm getting pretty good at ignoring them now. Probably the majority of the time, I used to respond to them, and just argue with them in private here, and that's entertainment to them. They like that, so they like getting a reaction. So I'm trying very, very hard not to respond, and I notice it's gotten very, very quiet. So I like that very much. And I'm not afraid of their threats. They've been threatening me, electric chair, electric chair, electric chair. Every time God gives me a promise, and I show that I am totally and completely believing him, and we walk by faith and not by sight. I don't care what the enemy's doing or what they're up to. They are so greedy that they want to give me mine, give me mine. Did you get it? Because of the did you get it scam? And they'll do anything, like the spirit of Jezebel. Jezebel had a man killed to get his property, because he didn't want to sell it to Ahab. So in the spirit of Jezebel, they'll do anything to get what they want. And so they should know that I'm not afraid. They've been threatening me with the electric chair since I lived in Walton Lake Apartments. I think that was 2008. And God has not upgraded me to martyr yet. If he's going to, I still have another job to do, so it's going to be a while. so sorry about that. And anyway, they do what they can to instill fear, to get what they want, and to take. And then they'll say that you're doing it, and they'll make it look like you're doing it. I mean, they're very good at what they do. Satan is the master deceiver, and his lowest of the low are exactly like him. I mean, exactly like him. Exact replica indeed. I know, they just reminded me that they made an exact replica of me. That's how desperate they are to they put these words in my head, and and they made an exact replica, and I believe it to be true. I believe it to be 100% true, because of something God showed me. To make it look like I am what they say I am. But there's got to be differences. I mean, did they give her a mole? I mean, well, they painted on scars, so I guess they can paint on a mole. Did they give her my fingerprints? Did they give her my blood type? You know what I mean? There are differences if you really want to know the truth. I mean, not everybody can figure that out, but there are differences. I mean, there's got to be differences. She can't be exactly like me. So, although I do have a pretty common look, so. But yeah, but see, even when they tell me that, I don't worry about that, because no weapon formed against me will prosper, and every tongue which rises up against me in judgment I shall condemn, and God's plan and purpose will be done. His word will not be returned to him void. And it was funny, and I was in San Antonio, and I went for an appointment for blood work, actually, I think it was, for a job, and they called a name, and it sounded like my name. It sounded like, are you? Then my name hadn't changed yet, and now I'm feeling funny saying Mary. When I introduced myself to the preacher the other day, I said Mary, but I said it hesitantly because I'm Gratiana now. So anyway, I heard, "Are you Mary Scott?" And another lady got up and walked in, and that was like an illustration from God. And he does these fabulous things, especially when you're on an assignment like this. So, yeah, apparently there is they did create a replica of me. That's how desperately they want to stop the message and stop people from believing the truth, because they like the system the way it is, And they like people being deceived and on the wrong road. But God's will be done. And I'm not really worried about it. And what I like, this is how I view it and what it is I have been called to a position in God's kingdom, just like you might get a phone call to a job. And I am called to this position for the rest of my life. If I get called to be a martyr, well, that's the end of my life. So that's just a beautiful way to exit in service to the Lord. But this is my calling. This is my job, and I will do my job no matter who likes it and who doesn't. Whosoever will. If you can hear, if you have the Spirit of the Lord, you're going to hear it. If you have the Spirit of the world, you're not going to receive it. Simple. It's simple. So, I mean, I don't care if there's only 2 or 1. It's like, it's another illustration in the Bible about that. So, it is my job. I'm doing my job. I know that God is always in control. Everything's according to His plan and purpose at this point in time. It does at times hurt me when someone I love comes against me, but it's brief. I don't live in that hurt. I keep going. So, speak to the Lord, because listen, I'm not the only one that's in the last days, and they're gonna attack. I gotta get some teeth, man. They're gonna attack anybody. It's not just me, but the more the devil fears you, the more you want to do for the kingdom, and the more the devil fears your work, the greater the attack will be. I mean, that's scriptural. So I love you all. I truly do. I really, really do. And I pray to see as many as possible in heaven. And I don't like to turn any souls over to the devil. So that's not my position. That's all up to God. So I'm very happy and thankful. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're like we're in one of those places in this assignment. We're almost home, and God, I'm like hanging on for dear life. I'm like, Lord, it's been so long. How much longer? It's kind of like the ladies would understand this one when you're pregnant and you're like, your due date is almost there, or it's just passed, and you're like, when's this baby coming? Kind of thing. Yeah, it's like that. So it's like that. So that's where I'm at, and so He's giving me these encouragements to help me along. See, I'm still here. I'm still in control. I'm still paying attention. And no, we're not there yet. So anyway, I love it. I'm so happy and thankful. And I will sure give Him glory every chance I get. And if that's... Something's ringing. No. It's not my phone. My computer's ringing. New movies. Open free movies to see what new movies. Oh, okay. Shut up. Sorry. Talking to the computer. It's telling me there's new movies. I'm not trying to watch a movie. Anyway. Okay, so I gotta be on my way. Oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock. I gotta get going. I love you all. I truly, honestly do. And please, please, please seek the Lord and get His responses. Don't worry about what the devil says, because he's going to try to hold on to you for dear life, because he doesn't want anybody to go to heaven with God, because he can't go back there. So, anyway, love you. Prophetess Gratiana signing off. Gotta go.